This video lesson is on Article 1 of the Constitution, the legislative branch. Why does the Constitution divide power between the two houses of Congress? Historical. The British Parliament has consisted of two houses since the 1300s, and many colonial assemblies were similar in form. Practical. A bicameral legislature was necessary to compromise the Virginia and New Jersey plans of representation. Theoretical. The framers favored a bicameral Congress in order that one house might act as a check on the other. What is a term of Congress? A term is the length of time that officials serve after an election, as in a 2- or 6-year term. The date for the start of each congressional term has been set by the 20th Amendment of 1933 as noon of the third day of January of every odd-numbered year. How have sessions of Congress changed over time? A session is the regular period of time during which Congress conducts business. Congress adjourns or suspends until the next session, including each regular session as it sees fit. If necessary, the President has the power to prorogue or adjourn a session, but only when the two houses cannot agree on a date for adjournment. Only the President may call Congress into a special session, a meeting to deal with some emergency situation. What are the size and terms of the House of Representatives? The exact size of the House of Representatives, currently at 435 members, is determined by Congress. Members of the House of Representatives serve 2-year terms. The Constitution provides that the total number of seats in the House shall be apportioned, distributed, among the states on the basis of their respective populations. Although there have been recent movements to limit terms, there are no limits set on the number of terms a representative may serve. How are House seats reapportioned among the states after each census? Article 1 of the Constitution directs Congress to redistribute the seats in the House after each decennial census. As the United States grew in population, the number of representatives in the House also grew. The Reapportionment Act of 1929 set the permanent size of the House at 435 members and provided for automatic reapportionment. How can we describe a typical congressional election and congressional district? Congressional elections are held on the Tuesday following the first Monday in November of each even-numbered year. Off-year elections are those congressional elections held between presidential elections. Under the single-member district arrangement, the voters in each district elect one of the state's representatives. Gerrymandering is the act of drawing congressional districts to the advantage of the political party that controls the state legislature. Gerrymandering may produce districts that have unusual shapes or even defy description. What are the formal qualifications for serving in the House? The Constitution says that a member of the House must be at least 25 years of age, must have been a citizen of the United States for at least 7 years, and must have been an inhabitant of the state from which he or she is elected. How does the size of the Senate differ from the size of the House? The Constitution says that the Senate shall be composed of 2 senators from each state. Today's Senate consists of 100 senators. How have states elected senators in the past and present? Originally, the Constitution provided that senators were chosen by the state legislatures. In 1912, the 17th Amendment was passed and called for the popular election of senators. How and why does a senator's term differ from a representative's term? Senators serve for 6-year terms. The Senate is a continuous body in that not all of its seats are ever up for election at the same time. What are the qualifications for serving in the Senate? The requirements for the United States Senate are higher than for the House of Representatives. The Constitution says that a senator must be at least 30 years of age, must have been a citizen of the United States for at least 9 years, and must be an inhabitant of the state from which he or she is elected. What are the personal and political backgrounds of the current members of Congress? Balance of power in the United States Congress. The House of Representatives, 193 Democrats, 240 Republicans, 2 vacant, 217 votes needed to pass. The Senate, 51 Democrats, 47 Republicans, and 2 independents, 60 votes needed for supermajority. What are the duties of the job serving in Congress? Senators and representatives are elected to represent people. As legislatures, they have 4 voting options. Trustees believe that each question they face must be decided on its merits. Delegates see themselves as agents of the people who elected them. Lawmakers who owe their first allegiance to their political party are partisans. Politicos attempt to combine the basic elements of the trustee, delegate, and partisan roles. As committee members, senators and representatives screen proposed laws before they are voted on. Another vital part of their committee work involves the oversight function. Oversight is the process by which Congress, through its committees, checks to see that the agencies of the executive branch are working effectively. How are members of Congress compensated, and what privileges do they have? Today, senators and representatives are paid a salary of $174,000 a year. Certain members, such as the Speaker of the House and the Senate's President pro tempore, are paid more. The Constitution says that Congress fixes its own compensation. Therefore, the only real limits to congressional pay are the President's veto and fear of voter backlash against a pay increase. The franking privilege allows members of Congress to mail letters and other materials postage-free by substituting their facsimile signature, frank, for the postage. Members of Congress are immune from arrest for non-criminal offenses while engaged in congressional business. More importantly, the Speech and Debate Clause, Article 1, Section 6, Clause 1, protects representatives and senators from suits for libel or slander arising from their official conduct.